What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention. I am your host, BMG, here with my co host, Clean Bean. What's clapping,
Just
dog?
clapping, man.
What's going on? We are here today for an episode about the Crunchyroll Awards. Just happened almost 2 weeks ago now, and we got to see some anime get some big awards, some big trophies. And I will say, the Crunchyroll Awards, their fan base, so the fans do get their opportunity to vote. So it's like, fans they basically control it, which is good because if you take other award shows into account, the fans don't really have much say. But something like this, we have a say. But I have some minor disagreements with some of the awards. We'll talk about it. You didn't get a chance to watch the actual award show, did you?
No,
Yeah, no,
definitely not.
I didn't either. But I did, see who won specific awards, and then I went back and I looked at all the whole list. I'm like, all right, this makes sense. People would vote in this way, but this is where I want to. Before I jump into the awards, I want to bring up a sort of conversation point here before we talk about it. What does it mean to have the fans vote for this? Because at the end of the day, if the fans have the control, that means the popularity has the control. Almost like a popularity vote in a presidential candidate situation, right? If something's really popular, wouldn't it be more likely to get a vote?
I mean, yes. Point blank simple, yes. If something's within the public eye and it's shown consistently, yes, it's going to be brought up to the forefront. It's also going to be in polls and different conversations. So it's most likely going to at least be nominated compared to those that don't get that much love or at the bottom. Like whenever you go on the season list and like you see all these animes,
Yeah,
you go all the way to the bottom, scrolling past, trying to watch the new season. Not that many people look at those other animes or even think to give it a shot in terms of like what awards we're, we're looking for.
exactly. I think niche anime, they're kind of like hidden. I mean, obviously there's some that, they rise above the ranks, but like realistically, those gems that we try to find, I don't think they'll really be in the forefront if it's a popularity vote. If it's vote by a certain number of people. See, nominations, I can understand if nominations, and I don't really have the information. If y'all want to let us know in the comments exactly how these anime are nominated, I feel like they also are fan nominated too. But let us know because I'm not aware. But even if they are fan nominated, that pushes it forward even further, where it's like, oh, that popularity of certain anime will push them into the category list, and it leaves some of those niche ones that haven't really been seen by all these people out of just out of the category. So how does that work? Not sure, but I don't know. It's tough. I mean, you've had some niche ones from last year that you've watched. I'm sure I've had a couple niche ones too, where I'm just kind of scrolling down the list, and I'm trying to think of a good one that was like niche that I watched. I mean, to be fair, one of the ones that I did watch, Zenshu, is actually in the categories for I forgot which category it was, but it's in there. And Zenshu was I felt like it wasn't necessarily off the grid because I think it was Mappa was the one who animated it, but still, it wasn't something that was like in the direct line of sight of most people.
Mm.
So, when you're dealing with that, it can be rough. Before we do jump into the awards, though, I did want to say that I feel like we mentioned this in the previous episode. Crunchyroll did change how they do things when it comes to awards. Before it was like they had a very, I don't know if it was like a longer period of award period, but it seemed to extend but also stop at a certain point within the year. I'd have to get the actual interval. But now it's literally the full year. So it is January 1st to December
December
31st.
1st.
Full year of anime. Those are the categories right there, all from that section of time. And now you're looking at that as opposed to being looking at a previous season, right? A season from the previous season from the previous year, which they did do. I remember they do that, as opposed to that, which makes sense personally for me.
I guess it does make sense. What about those anime that they'll start like towards December ish, or maybe sorry, not December ish. They'll start and end up ending in the next year. So what would happen? Like would they? basically be
Oh,
included when they finish, or
oh, right, right. I forgot about the eligibility. I think it depends. There's like a specific like a rule for it. I have to look it up to figure out exactly what it is. I can look it up now if you want me to, just so we could actually get that information. But if I had to guess, there's probably a certain criteria that has to be met for those specific anime that start in December. Let's say they do that start in December. This is outside the seasonal realm of things, right? But let's say
Mhm.
an anime does start in like this November, December, and then it ends later in the year. How does that fit into the award ceremony? Um, Anime.
because I was always curious about that, like how they would put where they would put them, considering like, oh, I started in 2025, now I'm ending at 2026. So which award ceremony would I be? Then again,
Mm,
I guess if anything, I would say it'd be where you would end, because that makes the most sense. Like taking the anime as a whole and being able to see its full story fleshed out,
right.
how it finishes. Like that's all key elements that determine whether or not you're going to vote for an anime. You don't think you're gonna go for like ongoing, anime? That's a whole category in itself. But you also have the ones that already finished, or
Right.
it's so good that they somehow end up being in the category, regardless of not stopping.
According to this, it says there's they usually have like a 6 episode benchmark where it's like the panels will make sure that there's at least a minimum of 6 episodes within the eligibility period for it
Okay.
to qualify. But like let's say it does start in December, or let's say not to start in December, but let's say it starts in November and majority of the episodes happen in November, um, and then there's like a few episodes in December, not December, a few episodes in the next year.
Mm.
Depending on how many is in that previous year, it would lopside. So they would be eligible for the year prior. So it would be that year,
Mm.
that whole year period. So instead of being pushed onto the next year's award cycle, it would be the previous year's award cycle, which is
Okay.
why the awards happen a little bit later because the awards just recently happened, right? And that's May, right?
Mm.
That's months after. So even if it were to, let's say, I have less episodes in the following year, it would be done in January. It would be done in February, and it's eligible. So I get that. That makes sense. If I feel like that's like one of those gray area rules where they have to consider anime like that to do that, because there's anime that stretch over, you
Mm-hmm.
know, the frame of time.
Yeah, because some of them go rather than the regular 12 episodes, they go 24. Um, some they do like 13, and they could be like an odd number of on one side and the other even. So you're trying to fit a place for where it's supposed to be at.
True, and it could be like a
Mm,
ReZero thing where it's like got cores and it
exactly.
does do a split where 11 episodes comes out. Let's say it never really did this. I don't think it did this. I think it did the cores right, but I don't know if it was stretched over 2 different years. I thought it was just one in the spring and then the next one in the fall, or one in the winter and the next one in the summer. But I'd have to double check that. But in that case, that would be really good for them. All right, well, let's jump into the awards. Might as well get started. The big one, guys. I'm not gonna hold it here. All right, the big one, anime of the year. We have nominees. All right, we got Don Don season 2, Gachi Akuda. Okay, that's a
Mm.
big one. My Hero Academia final season, Taco P's Original Sin, The Apothecary Diaries season 2, and The Summer Hikaru Died.
Mm.
So we already know who won, and yeah, you're watching this episode, you probably already know who won. And if you don't know who won, it is My Hero and their final season. Now, me looking at this list,
Let me see this.
I've only I've watched
Okay.
everything on this list except for Takapi's Original Sin. And the crazy thing is, Takapi's Original Sin is supposed to be legendary. Like I've heard like raves from people, from both content creators and people alike, just in general, like saying Takapi's Original Sin is that's the shit right there. So I understand why it's on the list because I feel like something like that, who it just comes out of the woodwork and it really does show like a different level of slice of life, but also a different level of emotion. Deserves to be put on the list for sure. But I do agree with the award because
Point blank simple.
My Hero, it did its thing. You got a take on that?
I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. I'll be honest with you. I feel like it was well deserved. It was a good conclusion to a well ongoing series that we have been watching develop for years to come. I mean, I know some people felt like, oh, they weren't satisfied for what happened towards the ending, but it was pretty well done, in my opinion.
I think so too.
And especially we consider the final battle, I enjoyed seeing them utilize each other's powers to the fullest and partner with both the teachers, the pros, the students, and encompassing their powers and utilizing them together to go and beat Shigaraki.
That was some good
No,
synergy too. Not gonna lie to you, some good synergy. Just the way their kind of powers they're meshed in the final moment. That
mm-hmm.
was dope.
You would think they
But
would be in Overwatch, but shit.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, Overwatch, yeah. Put all your ults together, guys.
mm-hmm.
Whatever works, whatever works. Um, and you know they in the beginning of May, I think it was, they released that episode, a special episode. I actually have not watched it, but was it the beginning of May or did they just show a trailer? I have no idea. I haven't watched it, but the special episode, which is supposed to be revealing everything that happened or where these students are, not students anymore, adults are like 10 years later or something, or was it 8 years? I have to go back and check, but you do see that in the manga. Like the manga shows it, and you get to see it here as well in the anime. So I'm gonna have to go watch it and check it out. But yeah, no, I agree with you 100% because My Hero, it really culminated to a final point after 8 seasons of pretty good stuff. Like there were, there were some low points at certain seasons, but this anime did what it needed to do. And this is where I want to ask you, especially this is for the first one and this big one. How much of an advantage does My Hero have over the rest of these nominees because of the fact that it's a completed title? Because everything else here, from what I see, is not completed. I'm not too familiar with Takapi's Original Sin. Maybe it was completed in one season, but My Hero Academia is the only one that has, from my knowledge, has completed and finished. So, what kind of advantage does it have over these?
I mean, you have the nostalgia factor. You have the fact that, I mean, it's ending. So, like, you're seeing the whole development of a group of characters reaching the end goal of well, not the end goal, but just more what the main plot was. We
Right.
got we went through the development, the setting, and then we got to who's the main antagonist, who's the main protagonist, and we have the side characters, how they're supporting each other. We go deep into everyone's lives to the point where now we're converging onto one singular main event point. When we get there, we see them hit the nail on the head. They did their job, bro. They did their job. So yeah, of course, that's gonna have some advantages towards. Okay, you're leading off a cliffhanger, or you
Right.
just don't know what this certain season is. Like you feel like, oh, maybe a lot of times these second seasons they may not hit as much as the first season. So you have those factors when it comes to what was it, Don season two, and
Mm-hmm.
then Apothecary
And
Diaries,
Gacha
but
Ikuda.
I mean, Gotcha Cuda. Um, I mean, to be real with you, like it makes sense. Everyone is going to go for that. Oh well, this is a masterpiece, well finished anime. You're gonna vote for it. Why? Because it did its job through and through.
No, I agree with you, and I think that does give it some leeway and some headway on all these other nominees for sure, because even with Don Don season two, right? That's a big one in terms of popularity. Like it's huge. People love Don Don. Um, Not only that, but it has got a banger soundtrack. I mean, we can talk about the soundtrack later on, but the characters are lovable. They're silly.
Mm.
It's got comedic factor to it, but it also has action. It also has stakes. Like it's got all these different aspects. You're wondering, oh well, how could it possibly lose? It can lose to something that is a complete product. That is finished and is all of what I just said, but like perfected. So
Yeah.
aside from the comedy being left out in the last bits because obviously they were getting clapped, but
Mm.
you see what I'm saying? Like it's doable here. It did a job. So yeah, no, I'm in agreement with that one. So So there were a lot of awards that were given. I think it was 24, right?
Oh,
So I'll be skipping. I don't really need to talk about.
well,
Yeah, I know it's a lot, right? I don't need to be talking about all these awards because realistically, I don't think they all need to be talked about. For example, film of the year. I haven't seen any of the films on this list here, which listen, judge me if y'all want to judge me, but I haven't seen any of them.
I want to watch that Scarlet movie.
I do want to watch the Scarlet movie though.
Mm.
I also want to watch 100 meters
Mm.
because that's the one, the track one.
Yeah.
So I want to watch that one. And y'all might be saying, "Oh, why didn't you watch Demon Slayer Infinity Castle?" I have not watched it yet, but I will. Okay, relax. We gonna get there. I decided to give it a little bit of some headway. I have time, bro. They said movies not coming out for 2 years. Like I have time. I have time.
You're
So
right. You're right.
besides,
You're
like,
right.
and the animation's crisp. It's I'm cool. I'm cool. So and by the time that let's say I wait, right? It'll be out on like Blu-ray or something. Like
You don't gotta flip the burger yet, bro.
yeah, exactly.
You don't gotta flip it yet.
Let
You
it
know,
sizzle.
just let it sizzle a little
Let it
bit. You know
sizzle
what
a
I'm
little
saying?
bit. So that's why I'm gonna skip the film of the year. But Demon Slayer did win film of the year, just to put it out there. Um, Now this one here, best original anime.
Mm.
So the nominees for this one, guys: Apocalypse Hotel, Digimon Beat Break, right? Lazarus, Mobile Suit Gundam. This is the GQUX. That's a lot of U's, bro. Damn. Moonrise and Zenshu. So I've watched three on this list.
Mm.
Yeah, because I watched Apocalypse Hotel, Lazarus, and Zenshu. Did not watch the others. So there's six things on this list. I watched half of them. Have you watched any of these?
I think Lazarus. I watched like a couple episodes of, and I was like, I think I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
No
La-
offense.
to be fair, Lazarus, I did drop off of right around episode 8 or 9. I forgot what it was that I mentioned. But Lazarus is the one who ended up winning this category. Now, why are we talking about this when we haven't watched all of it? The reason why is because I wanted to bring up Zenshu, because Zenshu I feel like is a very interesting, I won't say completely original, but it is pretty cool original idea in terms of like story building, because the main character does end up getting absorbed into their favorite animation of all time. It's like their favorite movie of all time, and she herself is a manga artist. So she does all these drawings and she gets to see it, and she writes stories, right? She basically creates the stories herself. So when she's in the world, she's actually able to use her own skills to change the story that she loves, which is crazy. I thought it was cool. Um, I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called Recreators.
That sounds familiar.
So Recreators, that's another sleeper. You got to watch that one. But it's another show that involves creativity in terms of an author and their stories and what that basically brings to the table, because those stories come to life. Everything that they draw, those characters that they create, they write about, ends up coming into the real world, and it does cause some issues, but it also does have some saving graces as well. So that's a good one for sure. You should watch that one if you haven't. But Zenshu reminded me of that, except it was solely on a single story and a single main character. Forgot her name, but maybe that is her name, Zenshu. But it was cool, and that's why I think that I would personally put it above Lazarus. Lazarus had a cool idea, but I wanted to see Zenshu thrive. I do think Lazarus is a decent watch, though. Y'all should check it out. But Zenshu, check that one out too.
Okay. Bad. I had one question though about
Yeah.
this, because I mean I know Gundam itself, like, you have the genre Gundam, and then you also, for Digimon, you have Digimon itself. But
How is that an original? That's a good question.
I'm just saying, like, do you know how many damn Gundam anime there are? Like, it's just like a different break off series. I mean, I get it, but like, is it considered to be original because of that? Like, because
And
it has its own.
and Digimon Beat Break. So that's a good question, because I feel like they would have to do something that breaks the mold.
Yes, yes, you would have to do something that breaks the mold, because, like I said, you can be within a genre. Like, you can have like a mecha anime, but if I'm sitting there, and I see fucking Gundam like on the title, I'm gonna be like,
It's
is this
Gundam.
part of the story, or is it Gundam, or is it just the genre? Or I don't know. I feel like so many times I'm missing out, or like I have to catch up or watch this, prior to, or this side story, or this. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's kind
No,
of
no,
crazy.
no. I agree with you here. I don't. I see. This is where y'all can let us know in the comments if you know different, especially because y'all probably watched it maybe. But I don't have that much experience with Gundam. I think I watched like one or two shows
Oh.
in the past. But Gundam, there's a lot of shows.
Mm.
There's a lot, and it's not even just Gundam. Like Digimon also had its own like really long-winded show that was on Cartoon Network, I think, for a while. And not only that, but I think they also had another side show that came out too, but I'm not too familiar with it. Like all of these ideas, it's like saying Pokemon, the
Yeah,
new generation of Pokemon came out. Oh, is that original idea?
that's what
I
I'm saying. I'm like,
don't
I don't
know.
know.
So it being in the category, I see what you're saying. I get it.
Hmm.
Eh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, over there.
But let's move on to the next award, guys.
Hmm.
This one here, at first I was confused because when I saw it on social media, right, it showed up as best sequel series or something. I don't know if you remember,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
that's not even how it was worded. It's supposed to be best continuing
continuing.
series, not necessarily best sequel series because
Yeah,
it makes it sound
like
wrong,
it makes
especially
it
when
sound wrong.
when you look at the nominees, right? We got Dan Dan season 2, obviously. Kaiju
Mm.
number 8 has their newest season, right? Season 2. My Hero Academia had their final season. Okay, cool. One Piece is on the list. Then there's Solo Leveling season 2 and Spy Family season 3. So this is where I
Mm.
was like when I saw it on social media, I was dying because I was like
Hmm.
best sequel series, and One Piece won this award. So I was like,
It's like
is it
what?
a sequel? And they would be like, oh yeah, man, the seasons. I'm like,
Yeah, because technically, oh
because
well,
they're
you finished.
technically, yeah, you technically finished season 1, but it's just like, didn't One Piece go on a hiatus back when they needed to stop to catch up to the manga?
They
Not
did
catch up to
it.
the manga, but to get the manga ahead. Didn't they stop? So wasn't
Um,
so is this actually season 1 or is it season 2? I'm like, all right, what are we doing here, guys? Also, it's One Piece. So like I understand it in the context of the actual award. This is best continuing series, guys. So One Piece
hmm,
deserves the award here for best continuing series.
okay,
I agree
I can agree.
because let's be real here. One Piece is still going strong, and on top of that, it still has a massive fan base that is growing to this day. It's ridiculous. Not only that, but the One Piece storyline is legendary. World building, politics, action, everything. It's got everything. So I agree. This should have the award. But the way I saw it, I was like, yo, there's no way if it was worded this way they would win.
Yeah.
Because like, you got a lot of season 2s and season 3s here that I feel like deserve to be the best sequel series. You know what I mean? I mean, look at this list. Like, I would probably put I would probably put Soul Leveling season 2.
The hmm.
And if not, I would probably do Kaiju number 8. The reason why I probably wouldn't pick My Hero is because My Hero already won award for the anime of the year.
Yeah, I
And
feel
it's a
like
completion, so it's not really like a continuation. I mean, it
mm,
is a continuation, but they ended it. So it's like,
I still wouldn't put it in that category of continuing series
yeah,
because there's still someone else that's like continuing further on.
exactly.
This one's like, oh, well, we're continuing, but it's continuing to a certain point towards the end. So I feel like you could have gave that spot to someone else
Yeah.
that has like a second season, just
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And just how they follow up on the previous season. Because remember, if they start off a previous season strong
Mm.
and they hit a season 2, that season 2 has to hit hard, if not harder. And that's why I would say, an anime like Solo Leveling, for example, would hit pretty hard because the amount of, first of all, the popularity of Solo Leveling season 2 was crazy. Not only that, my bro, he fought Baru, and that fight was ridiculous. So when you have all of this put together, and you look at Kaiju number 8 and everything that happened with when he was fighting Kaiju number 9 and everything that happened there, you're like, damn, this is crazy. Like these are follow ups to a season 1, and this is just crazy. You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
but One Piece has been crazy all along. Yeah, like
One Piece has been crazy all along.
I mean, it's had its ups and downs, yeah, but like One Piece is just One Piece. So I feel like it's in a category, it's in a standing of its own. But the fact that its continuing series wins the award, yeah, it's a win. It deserves it.
For sure.
You get any questions?
No, I don't mind this list. It was
Okay.
just the My Hero thing that
Yeah,
kind of caught me up.
yeah. No, I get that. I get that. The next award, guys, best new series. So this one,
Easily.
this one was a pretty easy pick, to be fair. After watching it, but the nominees are Clevates, Gachi Akuda, Sakamoto Days, Takobi's Original Sin, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and The Summer Hikaru Died. So I'm gonna let you talk first.
They're all solid.
They're all solid.
They're all solid picks.
All of them. I've
because
seen all of them too, except for
seen all.
Taco P's Original Sin.
Yeah, everyone said for Taco. I think same here.
Yeah.
But they're still all solid. You can give like a. I'll be real with you. You can bring a case for every single one of them to win this award, and I wouldn't be mad at it.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, these are approaching different pools of anime watchers, and like Fragrant Flower. Shoot, you picked that. I was like, hey, by all means, do that.
Honestly,
it
yeah.
took my heart. I enjoyed that.
No, I agree.
You do Summer Hikaru Died. I was like, yes, do this. I was disturbed, but do this.
I was disturbed too. I was like, yo, what is happening? Why is his arm in his chest? Like, what is happening right now? Why is he touching his? What is he touching?
Like, huh?
What is he touching? Dog.
Sakamoto Days. Same shit. Funny, goofy, good animation quality, action packed. I enjoyed it.
Lovable characters.
Lovable characters like Clevitas. It's the same exact thing. Dark in nature, but still had that tone set from the first few episodes. From the jump.
And it hit you like a truck, but it also hit you with that softness too. It was crazy because I didn't expect it to be like now this guy has to this deep was he a demon? Or was he like a special creature? I don't know, whatever. Has to raise a kid. Damn. I was like, yo, this is peak right here. So looking at this, you're right. Looking at this category, it's like these are all solid choices. Like I would not be upset if any of these were picked over the other.
Absolutely.
Now the reason why Gachi Akuda won, obviously this is a popularity vote, right? But I think Gachi Akuda brought a unique idea to the table, but also unique designs for the characters that made it easier for people to just be like, yo, this is the one. Because I'm be real here, and there's an award for this. Gachi Akuda's got like the best design for anybody. Trash, bro? Garbage? Like, what?
And thank you for that black representation. I appreciate that.
That too.
Come on, man.
That too. Like, what do we... Yo.
Let's go.
So, I think Gachi Akuda definitely deserves that for sure. I don't even have to talk about it more. We're just gonna move on because the next award is one that I will happily disagree with. Because what were we talking about? Best opening, right? We got the Gachi Akuda opening. We got Call of the Night Season 2 opening, right? Which is Mirage. We got the Don Don Season 2 opening. We got Soul Leveling Season 2, that opening, right? My Hero Academia final season opening, and we got Witch Watch opening. Guys, Don Don Season 2 won. Okay. It's on the way. Right? This is by Aina the End.
Oh yeah, this is done on season 2, right?
Remember, this is season 2. Okay?
Okay.
I severely disagree with this. Especially when, matter of fact, I'm going to let you talk about this right now because Creepy Nuts, what they did in Call of the Night Season 2 in the opening, dog.
Come on, man. They changed the game. They changed the game. How are you going to put Afro beats inside of J-pop music? I'm sorry. How are you going to put Afro beats inside of J-pop music and then not get the damn award? Someone want to explain that shit to me, please.
The W is cold.
What are we talking about? Don't get me wrong. It was a good opening from Don Don season 2.
Oh, of course.
A good opening. However, that opening,
dog.
I'm sorry. I was vibing in my seat every single time I was watching it. I'm like, I had to play that while I was skating.
No, 100%.
Come on now. No. Stop it.
I disagree.
Stop it. Y'all know what you did.
I disagree. And I understand this is fan vote. but y'all need to check yourselves
Please
because
check yourself.
wow,
Huh?
wow, because Creepy Nuts on the Beat was crazy. Oh man,
I don't know what it was. I don't know if it's because like when they want to listen to an opening, like they feel like they want the intensity to be
it
put into
it
it.
could be because Creepy Nuts did have a vibey. It was a very fruity vibey tone. I can understand where it's a little bit different from the jumpiness that they had when they were doing Mashal and the first season of Don to Don.
Yeah, I guess that's the case because it wasn't like upbeat,
Yeah.
but like it was still good to vibe with. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
like
absolutely.
if this catches me off guard and I start to listen to it and I do it on a daily basis,
And you start vibing.
come on now. I'm not. I have no shade towards the person that made that opening
Oh, of course not. No,
because
no,
that was good too.
because I did like that opening. I did think it was good. I just I don't know. It that really surprised me. And maybe it's, to be fair, not everybody is into Afro beats, so I'm not gonna hold you out.
Sure.
But what Creepy Nuts has done is just, it is miraculously amazing. So
Yes.
I'm not gonna talk about the endings because I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna let that because
Hmm?
the winner for the endings
It was endings.
was My Hero's the final season, and I do like My Hero's ending, so I wasn't gonna argue with it. I was just
Mm.
gonna leave it be. The other anime that are on here for y'all, just in case if you haven't looked at the awards, you should go check it out online. By the way, but Spy Family season 3, Kaiju number 8, Don Don season 2. I actually like Kaiju number 8's first opening.
Yes,
No,
Kaiju
no,
number
first opening and
first.
first ending.
Yes.
First ending. I thought the first ending deserved to win, but the thing is, I wouldn't put it. If you remember from our we did the awards. I don't know if it was Kaiju number 8 was out when we did the awards for 2024, late 2024.
Mm.
Was it late? I think it was. Um, I put Moonlight Fantasies ending
Yes, I do
over
remember
Kaiju
that.
number 8, but it was for justifiably so for a reason because Moonlight Fantasies ending was brilliant. Listen to it if you haven't watched it. Listen to it. But yeah, I'm not gonna argue with any of these endings here. I'm just gonna let it be. Um, so we do have a best action one, and I actually agree with this one here. We got Don season 2,
Mm.
Gachi Yakuda, Kaji number 8, My Hero Academia final season, One Piece, of course, and Solo Leveling season 2. Uh,
Okay.
Solo Leveling season 2 did win this.
Okay.
So how do you feel about this?
Not bad. Um, I mean, I think this is pretty standard in my opinion. I'll be real with you. Like if I go down a list, okay, down and on, yeah, it has some action here and there, but it's not always action, but it's a good portion of it. Gotcha Cuda, same exact thing, but there's a little more exploration fact. Like there's still a lot of unknown,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the main character is trying to figure out, and they do that by interacting with other people, traveling other places, such and such.
Right.
Kaiju number 8, that is probably between that and then the My Hero final season. That's
Yeah.
probably the two contenders
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like had a chance of getting that award.
Absolutely.
One Piece is there. It's just that because of how one the pacing is, two the culmination of like it's not just fighting. You're also going through politics and the navy and pirates and bounties and how shit happens and going through the past and shit like that. But those two, Kaiju number 8 and My Hero Academia, probably those two were had the heavy hitters.
Oh,
Like
100%.
that and then Soul Leveling. But Soul Leveling is strictly
I think
just
Soul Leveling takes the cake here,
action.
and because Soul Leveling literally is nothing but. I mean, there's obviously some behind the scenes here and there, but Soul Leveling is nothing but action. So I feel like it deserves the award.
Mm.
You can make the same argument for Kaiju number 8 because that's usually what happens in Kaiju number 8. There is a bit of politics there as well, but majority of it is destruction. Which,
Yeah.
and especially what happened. This is this looks like it's Kaiju number 8 season 1, not season 2.
Mm.
Or is it season 2? I feel like it's season 2 because I don't think they came out in the same year. Kaiju number 8, 1, and 2. I don't
Yeah.
think
No.
so. So I'm assuming this is season 2. But in that season, a lot happened, and also like what's her name? Shinomiya's dad gets taken over. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, but even that fight plus every fight that happened in between was just like wild. It
There
was
was
pretty
boxing.
cool. It was boxing. Yeah, it was boxing. Can't sleep on Kaji no Marie because it's got some pretty cool scenes, bro. But yeah, Soul Leveling, I feel like it takes the cake. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with that one. So this next one here, this is where I want to get your take because the best comedy, right?
Hmm.
This is an interesting award because depending on what y'all find funny and what everybody else finds funny, if it's collectively funny, you'll vote for the comedy, right? So we're looking at City, the animation, which I haven't watched. I really want to watch it though. Don Don season 2, obviously. My Address of Darling season 2 is a romance, but it's also a comedy, so it's a romantic comedy, so it
Hmm.
fits in that. Rama One Half season 2, okay. Spy Family season 3, and Witch Watch, okay. I will let you speak on this because I have not seen City Animation, but I also have not finished Spy Family season 3. You have.
I
So you
have.
have that perspective. What is your take on this?
I feel like this is like a up in the air type of thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you could kind of give it to anyone on here. I haven't done City. I started watched City the animation, but everything else I've watched. So it's they all have that good comedic effect, nice animation, cute animation too, and they don't really use like certain tropes in a way. They like abolish tropes sometimes,
Mm.
and they're very unique in that aspect. So that's why it kind of pulled them as a group together.
Okay.
Now, my question is, the hell happened to freaking Grand Blue? Where's Grand Blue season two at?
Bro,
Where that at, man?
that is a
Where
good
that at?
question. And this is what this is
Hmm? What y'all do? The fuck going on? Excuse me, but like what? Oh man,
No, you're
whatever.
correct because like and y'all let us know in the comments. I feel like there are other anime as well that belong in this category, but they aren't there because whether it be nomination purposes from popularity or the board just decided not to pick it. But either way, Grand Blue season 2 is a perfect example of comedy that is just funny as hell. And it's purely comedy for the most part. That should be on this list at least to be a choice, at
Yeah,
least nominated.
that's why I'm like looking at the selection. I'm like, Don to Don season two. It's like, yeah, sure, it's funny, but like,
And Don Don season 2 was the one that won. Sorry if I didn't answer that. But it was the one that won this award. So, you know, okay, yeah, if you compare Don Don season 2 with everything else on this list, I could see where, the comedic factor and everything will edge it above the rest, especially because a lot of the comedic stuff that happens in there is
hmm,
actually funny. But like more than just that,
hmm,
it's like it hits like every different level of comedy. Like there's innuendos and there's jokes about family and there's other things that happen in between. Like there's a lot here, so I could see where that could take the cake.
yeah,
But if Grand Blue, if Grand Blue was here, I'd pick it over Don to Don season 2, 100%.
that is true. I would. I'm not really sure. Like Spy Family. Spy Family's comedy is there. It's here and there a couple times. Like we like the overboard powerfulness of a lot of characters and like uh the silliness of freaking Anya. Anya just being
Don just being Anya.
overboard and overthinking. Sometimes overthinking. Sometimes just being Anya. But I can accept it. I just wanted to be like, okay, what about my dog? What about my dog,
What
man?
about my dog?
Whatever.
We're just gonna have no choice but to accept it. That's just how it is. I personally, like I said, this is a fan thing. So fans voted this in.
Mm.
Maybe that means, and like I said before, maybe that means that show didn't get as much exposure as it should have, because I feel like it deserves to be on this. So now we're on to best drama. Okay, so this award. Now, if you remember, we did speak about this for a second. I did
Yes.
discuss everything on this list here. We have choices and Shirley, right? Blue Box, which is technically a romance as well, right?
Hmm.
Orb on the Movements of the Earth, Takopi's Original Sin, mhm,
Mm.
The Apothecary Diary Season 2, and The Summer Hikaru Died. Now, I've seen everything on this list except for Takopi, like I said before, and Anne Shirley. I have not seen Anne Shirley. I don't know if you have. Have you?
No, I haven't, but
Okay.
I was planning on watching it not too long ago.
Okay.
But these are all pretty decent selections too.
So when we spoke, and I mentioned this uh, when we spoke about it, about the drama that's in Apothecary Diary Season 2 and
Mm.
the drama that's in Orb on the Movements of the Earth, they are almost two different types of dramas that I feel like almost they have their own playing fields to the point where I could give the award to either of them. Now there are people who disagree. I know that you disagree with me at first, which I think you're right actually, because Apothecary Diaries is like built on drama, like it's literally surrounding nothing but drama.
It's nothing but it's literally gossip,
Yeah,
drama, uh, backstabbing, behind people's back, like the whole shebang. Like this is like before, what was it? Real Housewives was the thing. Yeah, this is the shit. All right, we talk about like in the place in the setting that it's at. Yeah, yeah. This is before your Real Housewives, your Atlanta, your New Jersey. Not, yeah, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
all of it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's you're correct. I feel like all of that happens. I feel like that's what drama is meant to be, and that's why it won the award. Um, I would have still picked Apothecary Diary Season 2, but I do think that Orb does deserve that honorable mention only because that type of drama is more of like a sustained peril drama
Mm-hmm.
because every single person that was involved within Orb in the story was in danger. Like, just being surrounded by church, church. Oh, you believe in the sun being the center
Mm.
and not the what was it was the heliocentric theory.
Yeah, the heliocentric theory.
Yeah,
The sun
uh,
being the center of the universe rather
this
than the Earth.
yeah rather than the Earth, and it's
I think.
like
Uh,
we move around the sun. You're like what? And then all those people getting tortured, just to get information out of them, but also to convert them because they didn't want them to, uh, believe in that.
yeah, they
Like
wanted them to believe that the sun was the center. I
no,
believe.
no, they wanted them to
Oh, sorry,
believe
no.
that
The
the Earth
Earth was
was the
sorry. The
center.
Earth was the center,
Yeah,
not the sun.
they
Correct.
wanted them to believe that
My
the
bad.
Earth was the center of the universe and everything revolved around the Earth when that wasn't true. And the heliocentric theory is what everybody else was. Well, not everybody else, but the ones in the story, the ones that the story surrounds,
Mm.
they were believing in. So, but the way it goes through the story in different characters and all those different main characters sort of dealing with and passing on that information, but also having to worry about dying, and they all died, all of them, I think, except for the last one, right? But they all got clapped, and I feel like all the drama that happened between that, like all the torture and all of the inside jobs and all the um, heretics getting caught and everything that happened with that, was so dramatic. But it's
Mm.
a different type of drama.
That's what I'm thinking. Is that because it's a different type of drama? That's why they keep it towards
Apothecary Diaries.
Apothecary Diaries. Because that's like the hidden at the core what drama is.
Mm-hmm.
That story. If we look at Orb, I feel like it's drama mixed with like a lot of suspense.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're over here trying to get to the answer and build upon what someone else previously has already given you the answers to. And as you're consistently trying to approach what we call the truth, they're trying to implement their truth or what they believe is right onto someone else. And the more you keep on digging, finding the truth or finding like an ideology that's different from theirs, it continuously piles up and you start to feel like the weight of, oh, wait a minute, this is serious. I might get killed or stabbed or
Yeah.
tortured or, shit like that.
Yeah. No, exactly. You're correct. So yeah, no, I think you're correct. I think you're right to fight me on that because Apothecary Diaries did do exactly that. It was dramatic, like without a doubt, and it will
Mm-hmm.
continue to be dramatic. I mean, um, my girl, she reads the light novels, so I feel like she's more ahead than the show at this point. But like, uh, I'm sure she has plenty of information, and I feel like it gets even more dramatic later on.
Let's get to it.
So like that drama has me excited, and I feel like Apothecary Diaries season 3 is gonna bring it for sure.
Mm.
Uh, I don't really have to argue too much with the best isekai anime award because
Oh, definitely.
they gave it to ReZero, and I'm just gonna be like, yo, take it, take it. If Slime was on this list, then we could have a conversation.
Mm.
But ReZero is on this list against campfire cooking in another world. The Disney Twisted Wonderland, the animation, that's the Disney one with all the, I think the villains are like younger versions of themselves or something, and they're like following the villains and stuff. There's the bureaucrat to villainous. I think villainous animes tend to be pretty cool and stuff, but like
Mm.
they only do so much, right? Konosuba's on here, right? God's blessing to this world. This is 3. This is the bonus stage, so I feel like this was one of their OVAs or something. And and then there's Zenshu, which I did discuss.
Mm.
Zenshu, personally for me, I feel like that's the only one that I would probably inch closer to ReZero, but ReZero clears this list.
Yeah, ReZero clears this list definitely for sure. Has way too big of a fan base. The characters are lovable and enjoyable. Not to mention unique.
It's a unique isekai genre.
It's a unique isekai drama. You get to see the consistent development of the main character going through these trials and tribulations. So just like that, just like that.
Just like that. I don't disagree. So this next one here,
Mm.
next award, best romance. So we got Blue Box, Don to Don season 2, Honey Lemon Soda, My Dress Up Darling season 2, Rama One Half season 2, and the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity.
Easy, easy. It's like that. Freaking flowers
This
is like that.
Yes, Fragrant Flower did win, and honestly, that's an easy choice for me.
Come on now. And whoever recommended us to go watch that romance anime from way back, bless your heart.
Yeah, somebody did because remember, I forgot one of our TikToks it was. They commented on it. It was like a year and a half ago. They were like, because we were talking about a sign of affection. They were like, yo, wait till you see Fragrant Flower. Personally, for me, I still have a sign of affection over Fragrant Flower only because of the dynamic between the main character and the guy, right? I guess the 2 main characters, and the fact that she's deaf. That literally expands the love for me. So that's why I feel like I have it a little bit above it. But Fragrant Flower right now is peak right now. That's my second.
I gotta see the second season because I feel like if they do what I think they're going to do, they're going to make a massive jump.
Oh, absolutely.
A massive jump. Like, and I'm listen. I got tears for my romance animes, man. I've been through the
You've
files,
been to the ringer.
been to the ringers, man.
No, I think because Blue Box, right? Blue Box being on this list is Blue Box was a good choice. Like if you were to argue for Blue Box, I would be like, all right, I could see where you're coming from. Especially because Blue Box kind of it does highlight a little bit more of the drama that would happen if somebody else likes you, but you don't like them.
Yes.
Fragrant Flower does touch upon that a little bit. I think, right?
I think it does. I can't remember.
I can't remember if it did a little bit, but maybe not. But Blue Box definitely does. Like a girl's out there crying, like it was bad.
Yeah.
So
Blue Box was.
Blue Box was bad, especially I think it was it the end of it? Was it near the ending? I think it was like near the final few episodes or something. It was like, yeah, sorry,
I'm
this is not
sorry.
for you.
Feelings are not shared, and I was
Feelings
like,
are not shared.
I was so pissed too because I'm like, yo, do you not understand? She has done everything.
Everything.
She is. What is it? Just trying her best to get to nationals. What does she do? I can't remember. The
I
dance.
think it was a dancing. It was
Yeah,
ballet,
it was,
or was it a special type of dance?
it wasn't ballet. It's almost like that. You know,
Oh, the
flag,
twirly thing.
twirly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot what that's
she
called.
doing her best, while also, realizing that I think one time she ended up messing up a few times because she was like perfect, and everyone saw her messing up and was like, "Oh my gosh!" So
Yeah,
she was dealing with that pressure.
yeah,
Then she's trying to encourage you, going through your mishaps, your problems with Batman, and along with that, trying to not bleed her feelings all over you. If that makes sense.
exactly.
Like, oh, let me go ahead and be, demure, confident, and ladylike, and basically say like, "Hey, um, get your shit together," and has like that little friendly banter with him back and forth, such and
Mm-hmm.
such. But we know how that friendly banter, we know what that can lead to.
Oh, of
Okay,
course.
and she is best girl
As of right now,
as of right now.
as of right now in the anime, she is best girl. Um, and this is, y'all want to disagree with me? Let me know in the comments.
Nah,
But
fuck
I,
all that. Nah, I don't care.
but I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't really see the other one, the other main character being, I forgot her name, but I don't see her being sort of like the best girl right now because of what I've seen her do in terms of just like in comparison to the other girl, like
All she's done, in my
she hasn't
opinion,
really done much to warrant his feelings.
it's just been consistent frustration. Not frustration. Frustration with sports, and then also like seeing some odd things, and she's like, "Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that about him."
Hmm.
And then getting to that point where they got close, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're this close to each other."
And they
Like,
live together too. That yeah, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because they initially, I think they were trying to like shut it down, like in a way
yeah,
at first.
yeah. At first they were, and then after that they tried to get back into it again.
Exactly. She tried to get back into it, and he tried to like, I want to focus on, Batman and getting good, and then hopefully I can gain her affection or some
Yeah,
shit.
because
Like,
she was really good, and he wanted to be just as good, so that way, yeah,
yeah, you could see like the love along with the sport was like growing, and it's great and all. But then we see Hina off to the side, and I'm like, yo, she was already here. She was already there at the
she was
pinnacle.
there from the start,
All she
bro.
wanted was the, and I'm sitting there, I'm like,
Bro, it's always the childhood friend. The childhood friends always get clapped.
done dirty.
They always get pooped on, man.
Hina, I'm sorry, dog. You
Yeah, I'm
deserve better.
sorry, Hina, but
You deserve better.
yeah, you deserve better. Um, but yeah, I mean, Don the Don season two, their romance. I mean, I'm not gonna knock it here. That romance is pretty cute. Like,
Hmm.
but it's got nothing against Fragrant Flower.
Yeah, nothing.
Like I do think that it's really good. Like it's really really cute. But I don't know if I'd put it up against that. Same thing with My Dress Up Darling. My Dress Up Darling, I would put on the same level only because his main focus and their main focus has always been to make sure that she's dressed up beautifully. And they are realizing their feelings. Well, she knows what her feelings are, but he's starting to get accustomed to and understand what his feelings mean between him and I forgot what her name was.
I forgot to.
Blonde chick who's always everywhere.
Yeah, with the
But
pink nails. And,
yeah, so I wouldn't really put that above that either. So yeah,
okay.
it's funny because like you know the fragrant flower that it's still to this day like I'm like damn that was peak.
Peak.
Okay, so there are a couple words left here that I want to talk about. Um, I'm gonna skip a few though. Let's see. So I don't really care too much about the best slice of life. Best animation, I'm not really too worried about. Solo Leveling did win best animation when put against Gachi Akuda, Dandadan season two, One Piece, My Hero Academia final season, and Takapi's Original Sin. It probably got that simply because of that fight with Baru, because that fight
Mm-hmm.
with Baru was kind of wild. So I could ease to give it to you, but at the same time, we can't really knock what everybody else has been doing. One Piece has really good animation. It's stepped its game up ever since. You could just look at the animation compared to the past. Big jump. Gachi Okuda actually has a pretty unique animation. It's not like out there, like oh whoa what the heck, but it is unique. It's unique to its style, right?
Mm.
My Hero Academia, that final fight was kind of wild. Animation was good with that one. So and then Down and Down season two with that gigantic Titan fight, or I
Yeah.
guess kaiju fight where they had like a Godzilla looking ass. So really good stuff there. Um, this is where I give Gachi Akuda its flowers because there's two awards that Gachi Akuda gets where I absolutely agree. Best background art, right? And best character design.
Yep.
So we already spoke about this before. All right, and if y'all want to look at the nominees, you can. I can read them out for you, but I ain't gonna do that too much. But Gachi Okuda won these two categories for a reason. for a reason.
Because they got that sand desert drip. That's why.
Sand desert
Come
drip.
on, man. We know what it is. Every single one of the characters had drip.
They were all dripped out.
They were all dripped out.
Yeah.
From the uniforms to the hair color and the hairstyles to
Mm-hmm.
the eye color to the way they were structured, like physically, um even their weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Oh,
their weapons made them extra fly. Like, come on.
oh yeah.
Stop
No,
it.
absolutely. And just looking at Gachi Akuda and how it, the fans have really brought it out there. I mean, there's some stuff going on with between
Oh,
the author and fans getting into arguments, and there. I think she deleted her social media, but I don't even care
yes.
about that. It's just the fact that she managed to create this very unique style of drawing and of character design. It, bro, put it in a museum. You're making us black people proud, first of all, but put it in a museum, dog.
I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and find.
Why would you? What happened? You pulling up a picture or something?
Yes, I am.
You trying to? You're
Yes,
like,
I am. Yes, I am.
oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh absolutely. Like
I don't have to say anything more.
you don't
I
gotta say. You show it to the camera.
I do not have to say anything more. Do you see this person?
Oh my god. No, you're right.
Oh, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. It's not gonna focus on it, but don't worry. I'll put it up in the edit. I'll put
'Cause
it
I'm
up in the edit.
sorry.
I'll put it up in the edit so they can see it. But
I'm sorry, but when she
when she got on
appeared,
screen, you were like,
I was like,
yeah, I was also like, dog, what are we doing here?
"What we doing?
Like,
What's your name,
my people,
please?
my people.
What's your name?" That's all I gotta say. No offense, but just seriously, what's your name?
Yo, that's crazy.
Anyway,
But yeah, Gachi Akuda did deserve those two, so that's why I'm like, you take it. I'm cool with that. Don't really care too much about the best director. I will look at best main character and best supporting character. So Mao Mao was picked as best main character. We kind of saw this coming. However, there are other main characters on this list that I do believe they pushed their way in here for a reason. Midoriya is on here, Momo's on here, Okaru's on here, Rudo, Sung Jin Woo, they're all on here, right? I personally, if I were to pick anybody else besides Mao Mao, it would be Midoriya.
yes,
And he does have an advantage here because the show is practically over. But really take a look at My Hero first season. Take a look at Midoriya in the first season. Take a look at Midoriya in the second season. Now look at season 6, 7, and 8.
big ass jump.
Big ass jump. Not even just 6, 7, and 8. Like even into 8, you see a different maturity level. Like you see a character, the character arcs that Midoriya had throughout the entirety of the show culminate in that one season. And you're like, I understand it now.
From his intellectual prowess, to, like even though he's always had it, but his decision making, being able to prioritize what is important and what is not, being a hero in general, what it means to be a hero.
Yeah.
Okay, he's always had that inside of him, but he didn't know how to properly articulate and bring it out towards, you know, the public eye.
Correct.
And when we got to that point, he flourished.
He did.
Absolutely flourished. So I kind of find it funny how, we are always saying from the beginning, like, Deku's, not going to compare to all these other main characters, and he's a crybaby, cries too much, nonsense. Like, don't get me wrong, he was a little bit whiny towards the beginning.
Yeah.
But we saw a complete switch around when it was like
Complete 180.
from like the season 2.
Once
That's when it started.
Yeah, I say from the end of season 2 when things started to get mad serious, it was like, all right, Midoriya, time to lock in. And
Exactly.
then Deku locked in. So I agree with the Mao Mao choice because I feel like Mao Mao is a good fit for her and what she's done for in the story. Like she's done a lot. Like she deserves to have that. But in
By all
terms of
means.
but in terms of character development, Midoriya had way more character development than Mao Mao did. I feel like Mao Mao, she did have some character development here and there, but it's not much. She's still deductive. She's still really good at reasoning. She's still really good at investigations, and she's still really good at looking at her surroundings and being perceptive. Like that's always been her.
But it's more about Now is she able to trust certain people?
Exactly.
That's the main thing that's going to help her take the next level. Like, cause even there, I know there's some people that she still, she trusts,
Oh, of
but
course.
she keeps a tight circle, and obviously for the environment, you were gonna need a tight circle. It's just more of her nature. Like when you see the beginning of a character, when they first drop onto the scene, you see what strong qualities that they have, but you also see what weaknesses that they have,
Mm.
right? And to work on those weaknesses, you have to be able to see them from the forefront. She allows you to do that in a way in which, I mean, it's pretty like transparent.
Hmm.
You get to see her flaws. You get to see the same thing with Midori. You get to see his flaws,
I,
and
I,
you identify it.
yeah, I'd argue that Midoriya's flaws were like massive compared to hers. Yeah,
I feel like that's true. I feel like she was very well polished, like a very well polished main character, in my opinion.
which is it's like hard. How do you make that decision of who is a better main character? One that had more character growth, or one that's well rounded and is actually even better than well rounded to the point where they are in essence a perfect main character. Not perfect, but they have flaws, but those flaws are so small that they're just so great. You know, then there's a character like Sung Jin Woo who is perfection itself. You know what I'm saying? Like what in that realm of choices makes that main character the greatest main character? Like this is fan voted, yeah, but like
Maybe the impact they have on their universe.
that's a good one. That's a good statement.
That's like the only other side option I would consider, because like you think about all these other ones that these characters, they have different goals, different types of like things that they want to aspire to be. But when you think about how they get there, with the networking, with the friends they gather, with the enemies they even create sometimes, it's how they approach and how they affect the other outside sources to get to their set goal.
Mm.
That probably is what determines what is the best main character.
No, that's a good point there, and even with what you said, that would lead to damn, that would lead to me picking Midori low key. but but I do agree with Mao Mao. I will say I do agree. I feel like Mao Mao did have a big impact, but her impact is a different type of impact than Midoriya's. Midoriya's is very out front, outspoken. Everybody knows who he is, and he's supposed to be the leading charge and the best hero of all time, right? While Mao Mao, she is sort of undercover, so to speak. A lot of what she knows tends not to be known by most people.
Mm.
In that distinctive time era, people didn't really have information flow. You know what I mean? They would get information by whispers, uh, telephone, so to speak. And she was very knowledgeable, but also more than that, she was doing things without people knowing. So, and she had an impact just by doing that. It's hard to. It's like two different sides of a coin.
Mm.
But yeah, I think I'll give it to Mao Mao. And for supporting character, uh, this is where I'll try to end it here because I don't think there's another. Is there a?
Must protect that all girls character.
Oh yeah, the must protect. Wait, is that still there?
Mm.
Oh, oh yeah, we got to talk about that. So we'll talk about best supporting character and then the must protect at all cost character. So the best supporting character, we had choices. We had Engine from Gachi Okuda. We had Jin from Don to Don season 2. We had Jinshi from Apothecary Diaries, which is expected. We got Bakugo from My Hero, right? Then we got Shisui from she's Lolan, right? From Apothecary Diaries. She's a pretty
Mm.
good supporting character. And then Turbo Granny. Turbo Granny.
Mm.
Personally, for me, Bakugo is already an easy choice. Bakugo won this award. The fans, you're correct. Because Bakugo, supporting character, I shouldn't even have to explain why this bro is is the best supporting character. Just watch the final season, bro. You don't even have to watch the final season. Watch the last 2 seasons and tell me that
This
Bakugo is not a supporting character, the best supporting character.
this man done.
This man done
upside.
blew his body up just to make sure Midoriya. Yo, god damn.
How do you get pierced and then like almost died and then revived, put back to life, and then you want to fly across the damn like
Bro flew across the
landscape
city. Like, what?
just to go and confront this dude all for one? And I'm like, what are you on? You're not even on E. You had like
He's below E.
he's below
He's got
E.
nothing in the tank, and you
There's
managed to do that?
there's nothing. There's negative. There's there's negative. Like I don't understand how there's someone that was in the beginning he started as a bully, as I'm better than you, and then he started to realize I only did that to push you away, and because I knew that you were treating me as if I'm a regular person.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing. He realized that and he was like, wait a minute, do you need help? That scene, do you need help from when they were little kids and he's grabbing them up? Cause he thinks like, hey yo, I need your help. While Bakugo's thinking, oh, he's looking down at me. It took him that long to realize, oh fuck, he was just trying to get the best, and wanted the best for me, man. That was literally it. He wanted to save people from the jump. And then the moment that he realized and got the information that, oh, okay, he's got All Might's quirk, he pushed him to the fullest.
Dennis.
As much as All Might was, in the corner and helping, Bakugo was the one that was over here being like, hey, I'm gonna pass you up. Or hey, I think he was my rival.
Yep. And that pushed him.
That pushed him the same way, um, you know, Deku pushed Bakugo. He was like, oh no, I gotta be better. They both made each other better.
Exactly.
So yeah, he's a supporting character because he supports along with being able to encourage the main character. And
Absolutely.
somehow he took the spotlight from the fucking main character.
Somehow. That's why, bro, this guy, he just takes the cake.
Come on, man.
He's already my choice. Like, there's no, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to pick anybody else over this. It's just not enough.
Point blank.
Bro, last award of the episode. I know that their episodes are running a little bit long here, but I need to talk about this here because must protect at all costs character. Okay. We got Anya Forger from Spy Family. Okay. Midoriya, my hero. We got Wagari from Fragrant Flower, which makes sense because she's really cute. Mao Mao, right? Must protect. Suika from Dr. Stone Science Future, and Takopi from Takopi's Original Sin. So remember, I've seen everything here except for Takopi's Original Sin. But even though Anya Forger won this, y'all might hate me for this, but I actually prefer Suika. And you haven't seen Dr. Stone Science Future yet, but I had to explain this to my boy Clean Bean, my brother, because he hasn't seen it. Suika took the hopes of the entire world as they were turned to stone. Everybody, this includes Senku, bro, and she survived by herself for 7 years. She was a child, dog. She was a cute little baby for 7 whole years, dog, just so she could make the was it nitric acid, so she could revive them. Hello, and you're not gonna tell me she's precious? Like we gotta protect her at all costs, bro. You know what? You might say, oh, she survived 7 years, so we don't have to protect her. Nah, bro. Like protect this one. Protect this. She saved the world. Protect her, please.
Because I could tell this is based
Please.
off of like innocence.
It's based off of innocence. The award is based off of innocence. And it's not just that, but also cuteness. Because remember, this is a fan vote, right? So they see Anya. Anya's super cute. She's awesome. She's amazing. But she's also, as a character, she's funny and she's just like that little cute little kid. So of course we're gonna pick this character. I would pick Anya. But when I saw Dr. Stone, Science Future, and I saw Suika, I was like,
We gotta protect her at all costs.
we gotta protect her. Now, this is where I bring Takopi's Original Sin into this, right before I end this episode. Takopi, I had not seen it, like I said, but just from watching the trailers and seeing everything, I'm like, this person seems like somebody that we should protect. You know what I mean? Like this is like I feel like they have to be protected almost in a way. So I really do want to watch this. So I'm gonna watch that. Don't worry. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna get to it, guys. I'm gonna get to it. But
Mm.
don't sleep on Suika. That's all I gotta say. Don't sleep on Suika because she was cooking. Okay, she deserves to be protected.
Yeah.
She does.
Yes. Um, I know we're gonna end soon, but I just wanted to backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
Why is Turbo Granny on supporting character? Best supporting character?
Oh yeah, I meant yeah.
Why is that a thing? Huh?
Because she wants the balls, bro.
Hmm? Can
And
anyone
she
explain that?
and she helps him get the balls back. So that's a support. Where you going?
Where am I going?
I can't. I didn't even close out the episode yet.
You don't have to close it out. I'm going to the moon. I'm not.
How? So to be fair, I see what you're saying. How is Turbo Granny more of a supporting character than uh, what's
Why
her name?
is she on the list?
Like or Jin, because Jin's on the list. He's a supporting character right there, even though he was getting clapped for majority of that season by the one who's possessing him. But he's a supporting character. Turbo Granny does support,
She
but I feel like I
does.
would probably give it more to Granny, the other Granny,
Granny. Oh yeah, yeah.
because I feel like she's the one who basically was the foundation of the support for all the events that happened, but also for the characters to make sure that they were safe and everything. So she's the one who supports Turbo Granny. So so yeah, I feel like I'd have her on the list as opposed to Turbo Granny. So you're right, you're correct. But yeah, guys, this was an episode talking about Crunchyroll and their awards system and also their awards and what we think about them. Let us know your thoughts in the comments if you agree with our statements, if you agree with the awards. We obviously didn't talk about every single award here because not all of them have to be discussed. But let us know your thoughts. If there's a specific award that you think deserves a different winner or different nominees, let us know in the comments, man. Like and subscribe. We will catch you on the next episode of Anime Intervention.
Indeed.
Deuces.